You're now listening to episode 5, Stay Tuned podcast. Hope everyone is doing well. Looking forward to the weekend and all of that stuff, all the good stuff. Kieran, what you saying, man? You good?
Do you know what? I'm good. You caught me at a good time because I seen the Christmas party suggestion because I've been in my job a while. I haven't been. This is the fifth one. I've never been to one. And
You said though you don't really do the outings, innit?
do you know what? I might have to go to this one. Do you know what the theme is? Can you guess what the theme is? That's enticed me.
I don't
Food
know, man.
wise.
Oh, food. What like?
Yeah.
Not Caribbean thing, is it?
Bomber clot, yes. Right, it looks alright. Still, I mean, it might be a bit of a mess, but I'm looking at it now. It's got jerk salmon as a starter, like fish, rice and peas, plantain. It looks legit. I'm not gonna lie.
Is it one of those things though? Is it a turtle bay job or is it a proper?
No, no, no. I won't say where it is. It's not. It's not an
Nah,
actual.
don't bait the place up.
No, no. It's a. I can say it's a hotel, innit? But it's. I reckon they must be getting caterers in.
You wanna hope so? You wanna
Just
hope it ain't?
looking at the menu of what's on there, and where it is in terms of a start or a main course, it looks like someone's been consulted. So might have to
You
might
get
have to
there
go
and,
to that still.
you get there and it's Bill and Sean
Shirley,
and Andrew cooking your rice and peas.
white rice and green peas, or baked beans.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine paying for the meal as well? And then you get there and like it literally is just there's no seasoning, everything's bland. They play 90s pop music,
ABBA.
ABBA. Everyone, all your colleagues are happy, and you're just sat there eating bland jerk. Because you know what I've noticed a lot of the shops now they're pulling. Like, I was in the shop yesterday, and I didn't see what it was, but it said like jerk seasoning rub, but it wasn't. I just knew it wasn't authentic. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
sometimes I'll buy those like. Sometimes I'll buy like those. I think they're called like gym kitchen meals. They're like ready prepped kind of meals already kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I'll have some of them every now and again. And there was one day the other day. It said jerk, rice and peas with chicken. I thought I can't be buying these again because, do you know what I mean? Like you just know it ain't authentic, man.
Yeah.
What is this? But yeah, man, that sounds good though.
That.
Is it a reasonable price though? Like, is it reasonable? Because Christmas parties sometimes
It's a bit.
they charge you a bit more in it.
Yeah, so it's £40.
Ah, that's calm.
I ain't
That's
been.
calm.
I ain't been in a while. That's decent, isn't it? That's probably all right.
The one I was gonna go to last year was on I can't remember what part of the Thames it was, but anyway, it was somewhere in London, and I think it was like £70. And they didn't actually give you a meal. It was more like little, like what they call like canapé things.
Like buffet.
It wasn't even buffet. It was like little, what's it called, pate
I know,
things like that.
The small, the
Just little
small
things. I was
dishes.
like, I'm not paying £70. £70. I was like, nah. On a boat as well, I don't do well with like things like that. Nah, you're all right. So, but yeah, £40 calm, man. £40 is calm.
Yeah. I'll let you know. Obviously, if the pod stops after December, then I didn't make it out. And
No, I was just thinking of that thing.
That was my last meal.
That thing you sent me, the Mo Gilligan thing with the when you're
The nourishment.
yeah, when you're kind of like in denial that you've got intolerance to things.
Yeah.
No, it's funny because when you just said that, like that's why I'm a bit fussy as well where I eat, because as much as like the nourishment thing is true, because as soon as you back down, I think we spoke about that at some point. Maybe about it was in Barcelona or somewhere. But when you know, and the thing with nourishments as well, like even coffee, like now, although this is black, no milk in it, but even then, I know that it's gonna hurt my belly in a bit, but I'm still gonna have it. Do you know what I mean? It's like crack. It is like crack. It is though, man.
No, it's true. It's true. I get sometimes I get caught out because obviously, you know, I don't drink coffee, and or I just can't really do caffeine because it's just it sends me over the edge. So I usually just have like hot chocolate, which I know chocolate's got a bit of caffeine in it, but sometimes I forget to ask them for like the different milks. So sometimes obviously these dons are using like whole milk and stuff, and especially when they do
Belly's
it properly
finished.
with actual milk. Yeah, I've had it, and about 40 minutes later, I'm like, oh man, and just
Oh
start thinking
shit!
about toilet.
It takes me back to that episode we talked about when I think I spoke about it when I got caught out when I used to go to London all the time from Liverpool, and I used to get caught out, and like that was one of the the worst experiences because you can't go to the toilet on the train really,
Yeah,
and you can't go to the toilet in Euston because I don't know if you've ever been to Euston toilets, but yeah,
it's a bit of a
it's a bit
mess.
mad. It's a bit if you go the wrong time, wrong day. If you go first thing in the morning as well, you always find like some mad crackhead in there that's been in there, like somehow smuggled his way in there, stayed in there. The toilet stink of shit because he's shit himself. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
it's dangerous, man. So avoid all anything that don't agree with you. Avoid it, especially if you're traveling, man. Because I've been caught out too many times doing that. But we listened to Drake's album. He's got a new album out.
No, not the latest one, not yet.
Yeah, I think. Do you know what? I was thinking, like, I listened to it. I think it's called. I'm saying it like See, this is what I wanted to talk about actually because I'm not really a big Drake fan anymore. Do you know what I mean? When Drake first came out, like I
Yeah.
was, and I feel like it's not even just me, but I feel like when Drake used to drop music, everybody would rush to go and play it. Like it was the big thing. Like he took over the whole world kind of thing, like social media for like a couple of days, and then like it was just spoken about. Whereas now, I think when he drops things, it's called For All the Dogs, the album, the new one.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I heard about it. Yeah.
But I feel like now, maybe because I'm getting older, I don't know, but I just don't really connect with his music. But I wanted to ask you because when I was listening to this album, I was thinking, this man says the N word a lot, you know, and I was thinking, no one's really kind of. Obviously, I know his dad. He's obviously of mixed race, but I was
Yeah.
thinking, how come he gets a pass? How can we let this guy get up? Because like he's getting a pass to say the N word, you know. He says the N word on literally every album. And I know he's not around black people like that because I know a lot of his friends are from the Jewish community.
Yeah.
We're allowing him to say the N word. Well, this is what I want to talk about. Do you think it's acceptable for just not? It's gonna sound mad, but you know, say you got a brethren, he's not black, and he's rapping along to Drake, yeah, and
Oh, the Dr. Dre rules, yeah?
yeah, exactly. So, what is it? Is it okay for Andrew, who's doing catering at your Christmas party in a couple of weeks, for him to say the N word if he's rapping along to Drake?
No.
But why
But,
not? Why is it all right then for black people? This is why just to play devil's advocate a little bit. But why is it okay for
yeah.
black people to say it then? Do you get what I mean? Like, why don't we like turn up? If I said it, no one would even say, "Oh no, you can't say that." But if the other man says it, they say, "No, you definitely can't say that." But why I shouldn't be allowed to say
No,
either, really.
it's etiquette, man. Like,
A man said it's
why are you
etiquette.
saying it? It is.
A
No.
man
Do you
said
know what's
etiquette.
funny? Do you know what's funny? Do you know what's funny? Because this came up. I think I was talking to someone about this like 10 years ago. You know them man like Fat Joe, Big Pun, obviously rest in peace. But they use it a lot as well. But then someone was saying they're Puerto Rican, I think,
Puerto
right?
Rican, so that's slightly
And
different.
Puerto Ricans is in the Caribbean, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Technically,
slightly
I
different.
think.
It's a
Yeah,
completely different conversation. I get why Fat Joe and them man can say it. Like I do. They might not look
yeah.
black, but they're from that spot.
No,
Whereas
no,
Drake
no.
is from Toronto or Canada, wherever he's
Okay.
from. His dad is black. He's from a Jewish mum.
Yeah,
Yeah. So he's of
yeah.
mixed heritage, right? Or mixed
He's
race.
part of the. Yeah.
So does he get a pass?
I mean, he has already. Do you know what I
Well,
mean?
should he get a pass?
Ah,
Me personally, when I think about it, I look at it and I think I don't like the word anyway. Let me just put that out there. to say I don't like the N word as it is. I
Yeah,
think it's a dirt. You very rarely, very rarely hear me say that word. I hate that word
yeah.
as it is because I think it's just a word that doesn't need to be even used in any context. Like I don't care if you're saying "what up, my N" or whatever, or you're rapping along. Most times I don't even say that word when I'm. Do you know what I mean? If I'm in the car, I won't even say that word because I hate the word. But I just think with him, like maybe I'm overthinking it, but I just think this man gets away with a lot. You know, like he just like
Yeah.
imagine he's around all these little Jewish brethren and they're all, oh Drake, this is cool, man, and they're rapping along and they're saying the word and freely, like just saying it in the studio with him. And I think,
They probably are, isn't it? But it's just,
well, it's just to me,
I
it's
think,
nuts.
I think that's the thing though, because I'm not gonna lie to you. There are certain songs because I think what I don't like is some people just say it. There's no context to it. It's just they drop a bar and then they just say it at the end of it. It's like there's no
Yeah,
need for it. But then sometimes I'll be listening to a track and it's just part of that rhythm in it. It flows. I'll be on a run. Listen, cuz I'm belting that out because it's just in my zone. I don't like the word either, but I think it's just part of it. Whether people say it or not, you know, is the way it is. Drake used it in his songs. No one's really challenged him on it. He's obviously got a connection to the heritage. I think where it's dangerous is let's say hypothetically he does a track with, I don't know, Ed Sheeran, and there's a line that Ed Sheeran's, you know, rapping along with him and he starts saying it. I'm like, no, you can't be doing that. Do you know what I mean? Like it's nuts. It's just etiquette. It's just you should know that saying it when you're, I guess, when you're from a particular background or you're not from a particular background, there's other connotations around it. So just avoid it. It looks sad, but you can just be like brother or something like that. You know what I mean? Like you can some other words you can
I
replace it
said,
with,
brother,
or player, sucker. You know what I
my
mean? But
bro.
you know, all my suckers in the club, like it's
But
calm. You know,
you know, I just think I mean, like I said, I very rarely. Like, I don't think you've ever heard me say it, or if I have,
no, I don't.
I hate the word. Like, I think I did. I don't know when it happened, but there's just a point where I thought, why am I even using this word? Like, if someone called me that on the street, it'd be a different conversation I'm having. It wouldn't be a conversation. So
Yeah.
why am I rapping along to it, like promote? And this is kind of going back to like when I hear people say it in music, I think you can't have a
Yeah.
problem with someone saying that to you in the street then, because a lot of the
You're kind of
time
promoting it, aren't
you're
you?
promoting that music or that word. So any race or anyone comes up to you and says, "Oh, what up, Martin?" You can't then go, "Oh, what are you talking?" Because you just said, they could say, "Well, you just said it in a song. You shared it with thousands of people, so you must be okay with people
I
saying
think
that."
so. I think that the other thing as well is I think where the line gets blurred, and also I'm not excusing it, but if you're just using it really generically, like just to refer to a person, not even if you're black and referring to another black person. Again, there's a whole other conversation about whether you should do that or not. But sometimes people are just using that word just to say, like, that's my boy, whether they're black, white, Chinese, Indian. Do you
Yeah,
know what I
I've
mean?
noticed that a
So,
lot more
and
now.
then if you're doing that, then what you're saying is, well, that's a word that I am using just to describe a person that is my friend or someone I'm around. So that I do have a problem with. More, I should say, digging a hole for myself. But no. I understand that there was a context in a culture, particularly 80s, 90s, bit of the 2000s, where yeah, like I guess you know black men or mixed heritage men were using it to address other mixed heritage men as a not term of endearment, but just as a relatable term. So it's like, well, that's been in past, like that's just what it was. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, yeah, like I've in the past, I've used the words again, not flippantly, but I started getting called it a bit too much from people that weren't black, and I was like, I just, yeah,
In what in
look,
what in
on a
what in what
football
capacity?
pitch,
Oh,
on the
okay.
street, oh,
But
there's
no,
all kinds of.
in like a
Yeah.
racial way or in like a what up my
Yeah. Both,
yeah.
both. Like there's the
Okay.
racial way as like a, I don't like you, you're black, so I'm gonna call you that to trigger you. You know, like on the pitch it was like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
what you doing, you N. And you know, and this is in London, in Stoke, just in the park, just getting called that, people laughing, kids calling you that. I've then had it where people have thought they're a bit comfortable with me in the site. We're not. Number one, I don't even really use that anywhere. Number two, I don't even understand why you're doing that. And then the third one, which is the one that pisses me off the most, which is where I just had to stop being around them people because I knew I'd respond in a way that would get me in trouble. But it's where people know that they shouldn't be using it, but they use it with you anyway, and they're testing you to see if you're
It's
going to pull them up
antagonizing.
about it or not. Yeah, and I just think if for you to treat me like that or not, we're just, that's it, we're done. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, so that's for me when it changed. But yeah, when I was young and hearing it in all the songs and relating to my boys, yeah, it was using
My
it.
boys.
I'm not going to sit here and lie because yeah, people pull me up on it. I'm not gonna say I never did, but yeah, I look back and think maybe I was using it too flippantly, but it was just part of the culture. I'm not gonna I can't apologize for that. It was
Nah, I
14,
was the
15,
same
16
though.
year old me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I was
So
the same.
yeah,
I was the same. I think when I was growing up through school, even when I left school, it was only up until I say my early 20s, probably even a bit later than that. Like I'm not saying I haven't used it for like 20 odd years or something. I've been like, I still say the word like I do. If I'm every now
yeah,
and again it might come on, I might say a little, do you know what I mean? But I don't really
yeah,
I definitely don't say it about people. Like even if it was me and you, I would never go, oh, what you say, man? You know what I mean? I would never say that or to
yeah,
anyone
yeah,
because I
yeah,
just think I wouldn't
yeah,
want someone to say that to me. Because if you say it to me, whether like whether you're just saying it isn't in like a friendly way, that's even that saying it like that sounds mad, but you know what I mean.
yeah,
Then
yeah.
even then I'd pull you up and say, hold on a minute, no, I'm not that. I'm not because we're not.
No, no,
Do you know what I mean? Like,
I
and I think
understand.
it's just
Yeah,
the education. I think maybe because I've read books now and then I'm just older now. I've got my own kids, so I think imagine someone calling my kids that. I'll be punching people up. So it's just I
no,
think. Do you know what I mean? And I think moving up here
yeah,
as well.
I
Actually,
mean,
sorry, moving up here made
yeah.
me
Go on,
change
go
as
on.
well because I thought
Yeah,
not that I hear it more often because I don't, but I just thought I have to put on an extra layer of armor just in case whilst I'm up here. Do you know what I mean? When I first moved up here, but I'll be honest, I don't really hear it. I'm not saying that there's no racism in Liverpool because I'm sure there is a lot,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm just saying I don't hear it. But I know that if I did, I'd have to be ready and active to do what I got to do. So maybe that's
Yeah,
why I stopped
I
using
hear
it.
you. I think so. I mean, I'll be honest. I still got a couple of friends that will still use it. Um, even like just jokingly, and I'm black friends. This is, by the way. But
Disclaimer.
yeah, no, I have to, yeah, no, I'm not, yeah, but I think, I don't know, like with those particular friends, and these are people I've known for years, like, do you know what I mean? So I'm not excusing it, but that's just them, innit? Do you know what I mean? And it's not, I can't be bothered to pull them up. If I don't like using it, but they do, then it just, for me, is what it is. But I've got a quick, before we move on, I've got a quick question. What about in comedy then? Because obviously Chris Rock, for example, used it
Yeah,
quite
yeah,
a
yeah.
lot, and I'm not gonna lie, when he's using the word in a joke, I laugh because it's funny, isn't it? You know, I'm not even gonna sit here and say I don't find it fun, but not in like he's using it necessarily in a derogatory way, but he's just using it as a term to relating to someone that he's talking about. If that makes sense. And yeah, some of the jokes when he's using it. It makes me laugh. Like, sometimes I want to laugh. So,
Yeah, yeah.
what about for you? When you hear that in a joke now, even if it's not about a racial thing, but he's just using the term, someone like Chris Rock or someone else.
Yeah. I
How
think
was that like for you?
I think it's like I said, look, I still listen to music with the N words blasting out my
Yeah,
car. It's not like I don't listen to the words or I don't listen to the songs with those words in. I do 100%. And Chris Rock's the same. Like I've laughed at some of Dave Chappelle's worst jokes that you shouldn't even laugh at away from that word. Do you know what I mean? I'm talking about things that he said, and we should not be laughing at
a
this,
lot of
but
things.
we're
Yeah,
crying. I got tears in my eyes because it's that funny. So I'm not saying that like listen, I'm probably being the biggest hypocrite by even bringing this topic up, but yeah, like if it's in comedy, yeah, I laugh at it, but at the same time as well, I have to, at the back of my mind, if I'm laughing at it, then I have to not that I have to accept someone saying it to me, but I have to be aware that whilst
Yeah,
I'm laughing at it, there's millions of other people from millions of other races laughing at the same joke
yeah,
and with that
yeah. I
word in
hear
there. Do
that.
you get what I'm saying? So I just have to be mindful of
Yeah,
that. I think that's kind of why I stopped going to certain things like that, like Chris. I think
yeah,
you said this
yeah,
actually.
yeah. The Dave Chappelle one, I
Yeah, it was
couldn't.
you.
Like, it was that
Yeah,
was
yeah,
hard. Yeah, the
yeah.
way
So
that certain people are laughing at that
because
word, I
they're not
couldn't.
laughing at the joke, or even at concerts. Like I've been to like concerts before, and they use the N word with a bit more bass in it. Do you know what I mean? Like they,
Venom. Yeah,
yeah,
that
like they
Vim.
love to say it because they can, because they're at the. And I think, bro, you wouldn't say this if you was in the shop. Like, just relax, man.
Yeah,
Just relax. Okay, we
yeah,
get it. You want to say it tonight. You're at the Jay-Z concert. You're at this concert. You're at the Stormzy thing. You want to say this word, but just, do you know what I mean? So I think that's why I stopped going, because even when we went to that festival years ago, like there's people there, remember, and like of all different backgrounds, and they were saying the words, and I thought, you lot are loving today, isn't it?
I
Like you
told you,
can be
there's better words you can use that you don't have to. Like, we know that you
man a
know the words.
racist with
Just
pride today.
yeah, just say sucker. It's fine.
I don't know,
Or
man. I just
nudger,
think it's
whatever you, whatever.
I just think it's mad, because I think for me personally, if we was to kind of say, even if I was of mixed heritage, so say I was Drake,
Yeah,
yeah, and I started saying something mad about the Jewish community, bearing in mind
yeah,
I've got, do you know what I mean? I'm half
yeah,
Jewish to an
yeah,
extent, yeah.
yeah.
I think there'd be a problem. I
Well,
think
I
there'd be
would.
a I think there'd be a massive problem, and I don't think Drake would be able to get away with that. Do you know what I
No,
mean?
no, no,
But because
no.
he's saying the N word and he's around all these people that are powerful, he can get away with it.
It's calm.
Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? So it just made me. I was listening to the album. I was thinking. I turned it off in the end because I didn't even like it. But I was like, I was in the car and I was thinking, this guy's just saying it like it's normal. And I thought, I wonder if anyone's ever checked him, because there's another guy called Jack Harlow, very similar to Drake, I think, in terms of
yeah.
his upbringing and whatever. And I think he got pulled up about it because he says it. Now, what's the difference? Because they're both of the same, I think the same sort of, I think he might be just Jewish actually. I think. I'm not sure.
Okay.
So,
Yeah,
but either way, he
yeah.
says it. But if he's been around man that's been saying it, and people probably been saying it to him and talk about black people, and they go, "Oh, what up, man?" Do you know what I mean? And there's you're one of us.
Yeah,
So if they've been doing that and he thinks it's all right to say that, then I don't know. But crazy. Anyway,
so
the
it's a
album's
mad,
crap. Anyway,
so
that's how I'm
it's a
gonna end
mad
that.
one.
The album's not even that good. Last Drake album for me, Take Care, was probably the best one. That was a couple of years ago. That was probably for me personally his last best album. But
The last good one.
yeah, man. But you want to talk about eras in music, the best music eras.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was thinking, what was the topic? But yeah, no, I was talking to someone at work, because we just talking. The topic of like decades come up, and yeah, we talking about some people that are born in the 90s. Then she said, "Oh yeah, it's the best era for music." I was thinking, I said, "Oh, I'm not sure." I said, "It's one of the best." She said,
Which
"Oh,
era?
what?
Sorry, which
Like, which
era?
one do you think is the best?" The 90s. You said the 90s, best era for music.
It depends,
And
because like
then I was like, go on.
now, what would you say?
Depends on what.
Now, what would you
No, no, no.
say?
Go on.
You're trying to set me
Me.
up, you know.
No, no, no.
Like
Go,
you're trying to set me up,
no, go for it.
dickhead. I know what you're trying to do.
No, it's not even.
I know what
It's
you're
not
trying to
even
do,
that.
man. Like, you
No,
set
for
man up.
for me, for me, it's up there. But if I was to think, what era would have loved to have been, and this is more. I think all kinds of music, but definitely like music in like a club. For me, the era that I would have loved to have been around for was the 70s, 100%.
You reckon?
Like that, yeah, yeah, yeah. And this is even without like thinking specifically of what songs came out, but I'm just thinking of the type of music that was. I think for me, I'd be able to go to my grave happy if I was alive for that era and just out and about and all that, you know, the funk, soul. I think Motown caught a bit of that era. I think maybe it was a bit more 60s, but a bit of the eras of like just, and even away from that, like the rock, everything.
Yeah. I got two, and it's so weird. I'm grateful that I grew up in a particular era, and I wish I was more involved in one. So wish I was more involved in the 80s. As much as I was born then,
Yeah.
I didn't appreciate the music then. So now most weekends I've got that kind of like 80s. I don't even mean like a particular genre either. I just mean like the 80s overall, like creeping into the 90s. Like to me, that's the era. But then I'm so grateful. I was listening to a playlist like the 2000s hip hop
Okay.
in the car the other day, and some of the songs that just came on. Oh no! And then the other day I was listening to BET. That Jermaine Dupri done like a special thing for BET, and I forgot
Yeah.
about some of the songs like "Welcome to Atlanta." He done "Never Scared." They done a song with the Brat and
I
Lil
never
Bow
seen.
Wow. Someone else, Tyrese and Chingy came out. It was just that era was the era that I grew up in, kind of like that's when I was like,
Yeah. Okay. So
do you know what I mean?
sentimental.
Yeah, so it's like
Yeah.
so like 2002, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those that was like golden hip hop. Like, do you know what I mean? That was the hip hop era for me. So I'm grateful I grew up in that one,
That's
but
interesting.
I
Yeah.
wish I was in the 80s, man, because to me the 80s you could slap on, hate 80s pop and it still has loads of different. It's not like the 90s for me was very cheesy in terms of the music. Like my missus, she loves the 90s. I don't know why, but she'll like put on the 90s and like 90s R&B was okay actually, and she listens to that. But then
Yeah.
she'll listen to like Bewitched or the Spice Girls as well, or what's
Like
that
Wakefield
flipping?
Saturday night.
Yeah, man, all them stupid songs. And I'm like, this is shit, man. Like, listen back to the lyrics as well. They all talk about like, and don't forget, as kids, I remember being in junior school, or probably, yeah, junior school then. And some of the girls were singing some of these songs. You know what some of these songs are about? Imagine,
Yeah,
they're
it's
for
mad. It is.
grown
Yeah.
women business, and you're talking about it in kids' playgrounds. About undress me anywhere. Get out of here. What are you talking about? What are you on about? Two become one.
Oi,
Two become one.
oi, that's a banging song though. But
It's a banger, but listen to
yeah,
the lyrics. You know what
it's
I'm
not for
saying?
kids. Yeah, yeah. Get a little
Put it
bit
on,
closer,
put it
baby.
on,
Put it
put it on.
on.
Fuck, shit.
No, listen. It's funny. It's funny you say that. Yeah. So, my favorite 2 years was probably the 70s and 90s, just in a more modern era. I like a lot of like jazz and classical as well. So there's just loads of other eras for those genres that even 20th century whatever. But funny enough, when we're talking about the 80s, my feeling with the 80s was that it didn't really know what it wanted to be. It felt like a very experimental decade. And the 2000s, from a sentimental value, I liked it, but I still feel like the 90s, just I think in terms of just like elite. I guess it depends which side Craig David falls on, whether he's 99 or 2000. I can't remember. But
Well, it's a bit of both, isn't it? Because
I,
he went away after the Bo Selector thing and then reinvented himself.
when
So
was Born to Do It, I feel like I got that Christmas 99.
I think that was millennium kind of time. So yeah, probably 99,
Yeah, yeah.
2000 year. But yeah,
I feel like for me, the 90s, for the genres that I liked, just top level. And I think because I like hip hop, but I feel like the raw hip hop that I enjoyed, that I learned to love, was probably more maybe 80s and 90s hip hop for me. Like
yeah, but that's the same for me though. Like, well, not even
yeah,
90s. I
yeah,
think late 90s. I wasn't really listening to hip hop in the early 90s. I'll be honest, because I went back and listened to it,
oh
but
yeah,
when I was
yeah,
growing up. In fact, there's no way I could. I think we might have spoke about this, but there's no way I could brought home like hip hop and be blasting that out when I was like 10. Do you know what I mean? So I grew up with 90s, obviously, but then as I got older, I appreciated hip hop. Went back and listened to the old stuff. But for me, like I tell you when it was actually. I think I said it on here. DMX. When we was doing that DMX episode,
Yeah,
actually,
fair,
I
fair,
remember
fair.
I remember
Yeah.
saying then that was like 98 times then. That's when for me that period then when it was Rough Riders, DMX,
Slapped in it.
Jadakiss, when 50 Cent dropped Get Rich or Die Trying, the G Unit era, the Dipset era,
No, yeah,
all of
yeah.
that. See that time? We will never get a period of time like that again, ever in hip
That's
hop
like what the
that we
like
were
the
alive.
like 2001 to 2006, isn't it? Like
Yeah,
that
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of period. Yeah,
Because
yeah, yeah, yeah.
50 Cent had a mad run with G Unit. Dipset had like with Cameron, Jewels, and Jim Jones. They all had their run as well. Jay-Z, Nas,
Yeah.
The Battle, The Beef, The Ether, Got Yourself a Gun, Super Ugly. That beef was mad as well. And then Eminem, as much as I don't really like him, he had like a good run as
No,
well.
he slapped. Yeah, he
Do you know what
slapped.
I
He
mean? He had his
slapped.
period as well when he was like,
Yeah.
everything he was dropping was a hit, like hit after hit, because he had Dr. Dre behind him and Scott Storch as
Scott
well.
Storch. Ah, he's a bad man.
But you
Yeah.
seen him on
Oh,
the keys.
Buster.
And Buster had his run with Flip Mode and all that.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
era of hip hop, growing up in that, it was mad because it's like, I listen to hip hop now, I don't know the half of them, like Little Yachty and The Baby and I don't know them. Like literally my hip hop cuts off at like, probably like J. Cole. Maybe J. Cole's the last
I
one.
was
J.
gonna say
Cole and
like
Kendrick.
2014 and it.
Yeah, J.
Yeah.
Cole,
Yeah.
Kendrick is where I cut off. And anything after that, these Little Babies and Little Yachties and Young NBA or something, I don't know them. So that's where it cuts off. Kendrick is my last sort of, the door's shut after him and I locked it. And then everything else,
He closed the door behind him.
yeah, everything
I
else
said,
stays
I
outside.
get that for you.
Yeah, everything else stays outside. But no,
No,
90s was sick.
it's funny though. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, it's funny because obviously, like I was born late '80s, so I'm not gonna be out here like, oh yeah, like in 1986 I was listening to this. But obviously, when you like retrospectively, when I started to pick it up, like the two favorite so there's one groups that I enjoyed was Public Enemy and Two Live Crew. Like for me, that's what opened a door for everything else. Do you know what I mean? Like nothing, even if like quality and like bangers in the club, there's other tracks that are probably better. But that was for me, like those were the origin of that. Once I started getting into that, I was like, oh my, when you dip what? Oh yeah, so yeah. But no, I hear you. It's funny though because like I said, yeah, if like going back to what I was saying at the beginning, the 70s. If I'd have a time machine, just go back for one day, like especially like the soul and funk music. Oh my god, yeah, it'd be yeah. Yeah, I could die. I could just go back for that day, come back and be like, yeah, peace out, people. I'm done. I've achieved
Yeah,
life. Do you know what I mean?
yeah. It's, do you know, it's an interesting debate because I feel like every era that we've kind of probably touched on or had touch points on, like maybe it's from our mum's generation or because of our mums or whatever. I feel with all of us have kind of like, you could go back in time in like the 60s and appreciate that. The 70s, like you just said then, appreciate that. The 80s as well, 90s. And then I think, like I said, only recently, I don't listen to modern, like today's music. I don't. Like, I might put on one tune or something, but I think because I've got older, my brain's just kind of like, I think music's just gone downhill. I'll be honest. The quality of music isn't what it used to be. You know, I remember I used to put out an album and the album was just amazing. Whereas now, I feel like people rush to put out music. So, and because it's so accessible, it's not like you had to go to the shop and buy a CD. And when you was buying a CD,
Yeah,
it was like you knew you was buying it because you was going to appreciate the music. Whereas now you can just open your phone, put on a playlist, and it's just got thousands of music, like songs on there. So I feel like music's changed now. And yeah, this is why I think when we grew up in those eras and like you just said about the 70s and jazz music and all that as well, I feel like you could appreciate it more because it wasn't just accessible. You couldn't just open your phone, open Spotify,
Yeah.
Apple Music, and it's just all there. You had to go and be selective about what you was going to hear. So
Just go research it.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? Yeah.
yeah. It's it's a good conversation, man. But like I said, Drake album for the dogs. It's not for the dogs. It's for the bin. It's for the bin. It's for the
The
bin.
virtual
So
bin, you know.
yeah, man. But yeah, I was gonna say as well. Have you speaking of music? I watched something called Champion on BBC One. I don't know if you've heard of it.
You know how I feel about things that need a TV license. But no, it's still.
No, it's good, you know. Like I started it came out a while ago, and I started it, and then I stopped watching it because have you ever watched Empire?
The music thing,
Yeah.
Terrence
With
Howard.
Terrence Howard, yeah.
Yeah, I think I watched the first season of it. Was it similar like
It was
concept?
embarrassing. Well, the Empire was shit in the end, wasn't it? Because I think I got up to like episode. I think I finished the first season, and then I realized this is shit, man. Because it was either Empire or Power. I remember at the time, and I thought, nah,
Yeah.
Power doesn't appeal to me. I
Power's
don't
much
think.
better.
And then I started watching Empire, and I thought, nah, fuck this, man. What is this? And then I started watching Power. So then I started watching Empire. But no, so Champion basically it's set in Lewisham, but a lot of it's set in like South London.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's basically about like a family, Jamaican family.
Yeah.
The dad used to be like a big sort of not big reggae artist, but used to be in the music thing. The mum used to be in it. They got like a Caribbean restaurant now, like a cafe. But anyway, their kids. One of them's like a big MC, and the daughter, so his sister, she writes for him, and then
Yeah.
basically they both go on to have these like amazing careers in music and whatever else. And then I don't want to spoil it anyway in case you do watch it, but it was just good in the end. Like it's just well put together, good acting, and then it was mad because when I was watching it, the way that the guy raps in the thing, I thought he's either been influenced by Gets or Gets has written for him, just because of the way he was just the way he was barring, right? And then I went back and researched it, and Ghetto, I think her name's Ray Black, and then someone else. They've all had parts in songwriting in the documentary, in the program,
Yeah.
documentary, and yeah, it's like 6 parts, 8 parts, something like that. It's good.
Yeah. No, look, it looks alright. It says written. So I just got up. No, it's written by Candice Carty-Williams, who I think did that Queenie book that was quite popular as well.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
good.
no,
It's a good watch.
Yeah, it sounds sick. Might see if I can cop a little license for a couple of days or something. Try get it. Maybe I'll watch it when I come to Liverpool.
Yeah, man, come, man. It's good. It's doable as well, like in terms of binge watching, because I think like it's only about 8 episodes. It's not too much, but what I was going to say to you as well. Oh yeah, so what I'm going to try and start finishing this week is Fresh Prince, the new one, because I think there's a season 2, but I haven't. Have you been watching it? Because I'm struggling to get into it.
I feel like it's not on Now TV yet. I think that's why, because I just haven't seen it.
We got to talk about this, man. These things. There's a way. We'll talk offline. We'll talk after the pod. But
So we'll talk online.
no, we will, man. Because there's ways around it, man.
No. But I mean, yeah.
You watched the first season, though, innit? Did you not watch the first season?
The first season I watched. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think I was saying.
I didn't mind it.
See, I feel like it's. I've started to watch this new season 2. I think I watched like 2 episodes, and I was like, it feels like a repeat of the. And we spoke about it on here anyway, but it feels like a repeat of the first season. It very much repeats a lot of the first season, I think. So I'm not sure.
So I think what would have been helpful is if they, because obviously America reboot a lot of stuff, whether it's from another country or they're from originally from America, but so for example, like The Office, I love both the UK and the US version, and what they did well with the US version was they kind of copied season 1, but then it just went off on its own thing in season 2. And I feel like with Fresh Prince, what they probably should have done was just kept the. I know it's difficult because the whole thing is about the nephew obviously going to stay with his like rich uncle, but I think they should just changed a lot of what was going on. Maybe brought just different storylines, because the original was just about societal issues. You know, growing up black in a rich society where there's you're still connected with poverty and your roots and stuff. So, but they just addressed things that were going on, whereas this one, it feels like it's trying to copy what the original was and trying to address how that might look in today's society. And I feel like some bits haven't quite crossed over. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. That's how I feel with it. But I am going to watch it. I am, because I think, like I said, with Champion, I put it down for months. I think 2 or 3 months, and then went back to it this week.
Yeah.
So, and I think I struggle sometimes. Like, I had to get The Sopranos out of the way anyway, but sometimes I struggle to watch like 2 or 3 different programs at a time. I like to just watch one, binge through it, watch another one, binge through it. So that's next on the list, I think, to do, to watch that. But yeah, you can't beat the original, man. The original was just the original. Yeah.
It's different gravy.
Yeah.
Well, I know that you know this already, so I got a little. It's my turn for the quiz this week. This is a Fresh Prince one after I almost lost my black card last week.
By the skin of your teeth.
I was listening. I was listening back, and yeah, the way that you got in my head for the first question. Oh my god! Man said, when did Jamaica get to the pens? I was like, no, it's the 60s. You're like, are you sure? Way off in the end. But yeah, anyway. So it's basically it's multiple choice. It's a Fresh Prince quiz, multiple choice. There's hopefully an easy one at the beginning, but then there's a couple I've gone through it. It's from BuzzFeed in case anyone's interested and you want to do it. But there's a couple on there that I thought, a couple curveballs. So start off with question 1. Obviously, if you're listening along, feel free to note your answers down. Where is the main character Will from originally? New York, Chicago, Detroit, or Philadelphia?
Philadelphia. Come on.
Yeah. All right. No, admittedly, I don't actually know the answer to some of these. How old is Will when he moves to Bel Air? 15, 16, 17, or 18?
I think he's 16. 16 or 18, but I think he's 16.
You know, for 16?
Well, it's wrong because I know you hesitated, so I'm going to go for 17.
Dickhead, yeah, 17. All right, I'm going to
How
stop
old
the
is he,
Chris
17?
Tarrant thing. Yeah, 17.
Okay.
I thought he was 16. To be fair,
I thought he was 16 as well.
Yeah, apparently there's an actual reference to it in an early episode where Uncle Phil says, "You think it's cool at 17, but at my age it's a waste." I don't know what that's in reference to. Anyway, but I think that's the first episode. All right, this one, I feel like this one's an easy one. Who is Carlton's guardian angel?
Isn't it Tom Jones?
Yeah, I didn't even need to do the multiple choice.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. What is Ashley Banks's secret talent? And I'll give you a few options. Dancing,
But she sings.
swimming, rapping, or singing.
Singing.
Yeah. All right. Let's see if we can dig back in the archives. When Will first arrives at the Banks' house, who does he put a poster up of on his wall? So you got Evander Holyfield, Little Kim, Magic Johnson, or Malcolm X?
It's Malcolm X.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Malcolm X.
All right. I feel like quite a lot of these are easy. Actually, no. There's
That Malcolm X one's hard, you know.
No. There's some toughies in there. All right. Where do we get to? Okay. So one of the later seasons, Will and Carlton enter a dance contest.
Mm-hmm.
What song do they dance to when they enter the talent contest? So you got Pony by Genuine, YMCA by the Village People, Apache, so Jump on It by the Sugar Hill Gang, or Upside Down by Diana Ross?
It's Sugar Hill Gang.
Yep. And obviously, certain clubs you go to, probably not now to be fair, but I remember going to clubs and
they'll still play that.
Everybody doing their hips.
They'll still play that in some club somewhere.
Right. We're starting to get into the trickier ones now. So what boy band is Nikki Banks named after? New Edition, NSYNC, Boys to Men, or Run DMC?
I think it's Boys to Men because they featured in it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, they featured in that episode.
What are the names of Vivian's sisters? And there's a few choices. Do you want some options, or do you think you can do it without any help?
No.
All right. So I'm gonna have to put it in the chat. There's like 4 groups of 3 options that make sense. You got Vi, Janet, and Roberta.
That's it.
You don't know the other ones?
No. That's it.
You going for Vi, Janet, and Roberta?
I think so. Yeah.
Confident?
Yeah. No. I think that's it.
You're wrong.
Roberta's not one, is it?
Do you wanna should we rule that one out? There's 3 other options. Still.
Just tell me the right answer then.
It's Helen, Janice, and Vi.
That's it. Yeah, Roberta's not one.
Call yourself a Fresh Prince. I bet you didn't even watch it. You probably just read about it somewhere.
First one out of about 100 I got wrong there.
No. There's we'll do about 3 more. All right. This is a hard one actually. Which famous actor cameos in season 1 as Ice Tray? So you got Don Cheadle, Jamie Foxx, Idris Elba, or Terrence Howard?
It's Don Cheadle.
That's cheeky, actually. Yeah, Don Cheadle was the Don that took over from Terrence Howard and Iron Man, isn't it?
I'm not even sure.
But, and he's in Crash.
Yeah, he's in Crash. I know that. Yeah.
Who are you going for?
I just said Don Cheadle. I said that about 10 minutes ago.
Oh, Don Cheadle. Oh, yeah. My bad. Yeah, he's right. Bro, he looks bare different as well. All right. When Will works as a waiter, what uniform is he wearing? So when he gets a job as a waiter,
it's like a pirate place, isn't
it? Yeah, pirate. God, memory. How many times have you watched this?
I got them on box set, man. Trust me.
Let's see. All right. Last one. It's not funny, but it's funny. All right. What is Hillary wearing when her boyfriend Trevor dies unexpectedly?
Isn't it like a black dress, a wedding dress? Isn't she wearing like the wedding dress?
Yeah.
I think is it black as well?
No, it's white. It's white.
White. Yeah. I know she had a wedding dress on.
What's the context? How does Trevor die?
Isn't he bungeeing to like ask her to marry her or something, and then he ends up dying from it or something? I'm sure he jumps off and he goes, "Will you marry me?" And he's funny. It's funny, man. It's funny. It's comedy. We gotta laugh at these things, man.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's mad.
You did well. You did well.
One wrong.
There's only
one wrong.
Yeah. That was a hard one. That was a hard one, to be fair.
Oh, man, it's calm, man. I know my Fresh Prince, man. I know
man knows Fresh Prince. Man knows his Fresh Prince.
But,
and if any of you got more than one wrong at home, I'm disgusted. I don't think you should be listening to this podcast anymore.
Listen, some of them are hard, to be fair. Unless you've watched it, you wouldn't even know about them. But I wanted to ask as well, because going back to the Trevor bungee jump thing, do you know, like, what's the maddest thing you know someone to have done something to impress a girl, a woman. Because I think that, to me personally, I wouldn't be jumping off no building to impress no woman. Literally wouldn't do that. Do you get what I'm saying? But
Well, if Trevor taught us anything, it's a bad idea.
listen, the ground is not soft. You don't bounce back from them ones. You die. So, but I don't know. Actually, I know people that have like I know people basically that have maybe like used their whole like week's worth of money, going back years when you used to get paid like, I don't know, a couple of hundred a week or whatever, and they've basically spent their whole week's wages on trying to take a girl out to a restaurant and like obviously take them out or whatever, and then they've left themselves short and then they've never seen the girl again. Do you get what I mean? Like, so it's just a waste of time.
Mad.
I'm trying to think. There's a mad. I mean, I've got some mad stories. I just don't know if they're podcast friendly. Not to do with me.
I can warm us up with some. So I know. To be fair though, this I don't even think this is mad in like with the youngers, but I see, you know, they can get them the bouquets of like 50 pound notes. That just seems nuts. Like obviously I know, I'm going into my detail, but I know someone, and I didn't do this because I don't have that kind of money. But they got, I think it was like a dozen or maybe 24. But each, you know, like the rose, you got the stem and there's a 50 on it. So it's just
yeah.
like as a Valentine's gift, just looked at that and thought, I don't even know what's going on there. No. But actually, the madder one, the escalation of that, is a different person. Yeah, I can tell this. I don't think the person that told me who this was does not listen to this podcast, so I'm cool. So they're someone that I'll just try not to beat myself up. The person took out bare credit cards and was using the money to go on like holidays and buy bare stuff. Like and not little holidays, like they were paying for you know, like to go to like Canada for 2 weeks, all the skiing equipment, all of that. So I think I must have run up about eight credit cards. Then they moved in. So they moved in together with this person. I don't think they'd been together that long, maybe about 6-7 months. So long enough, but not that long at the same time. So they moved in. So they'd used more, I think they borrowed more money, like overdraft money or something like that. I don't know how they passed the credit check. Maybe it was at the time when they'd gone on all these holidays. So they took a massive overdraft out and was just paying rent for both of them.
Through the overdraft?
Yeah. Because where they were working, let's say they were working in retail and just, you know, just a regular retail, like sales assistant job, yeah? So doing all of these things, then they started borrowing money off of family and saying, oh yeah, I'll pay you back, like I'll pay you. It's just like a little short loan, but it was like little bits of money. And then once it come to light that this person and we're talking about like 5 figures like worth of debt, yeah, and not just like the tens, but much further down the line. They were having like bailiffs coming around, and I think they started to try and get money from bare other, like obviously non-legitimate places. I think they had a few payday loans and things like that. So the interest is stacking up. So they went to the family for money. So the family had to use their life savings, and also they put money aside for, they had siblings, so they had to
use their money.
Take money from to pay some of it back.
Please tell me you're still with this woman.
I think so. But
you better hope so, because
the woman was moving mad. So yeah, there was that one. And then there's someone else I know, just like I said, just warming up, because these ain't even the worst ones I've heard. But there's someone who, this is again going back years, they found a way to intercept. You know, you used to get the phone upgrades, but it was more of you have the phone for a year and then, you know, Orange or
Yeah, yeah,
back
yeah.
in the day, like T-Mobile, they'd be like, oh, you get upgrade. So they found a way. I think they knew someone working for them, and they found a way to. I think they might have been working for Carphone Warehouse or something, to intercept the point at which the person was going to get sent. You have an upgrade. So what they do is they check who has an upgrade, but they pass it on to this other person. They would then get the phone. So they fill out all the information, pretend to be this person.
Yeah, yeah.
They get the phone, sell the phone on, and obviously pocket the money. So obviously this other person, these other people probably either ain't aware that they're due an upgrade or don't care. But yeah, they've taken the phone, sold the phone, running up bare like debts for these other people. Yeah, just using it to take their check on holiday. Like, that's all they use the money for. Like out for fancy dinners, like all these fancy like 5-star hotels. I was thinking, mad. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I know there's like someone who's done something like that before, that credit card story, and the worst thing was the credit. So this person used to do a lot of like just mad things anyway, and so the cards were never in their name. So very similar to that story, but they would always like do like a madness, and they'd like, and then a bit like what's that Netflix thing that was on, the Tinder swindler. A bit like
should
a bit
laugh.
like him. No, it was a bit like him because he had like and then what happened was he'd borrow money off people to take someone else out, then get to know that person, befriend them a little bit, and then take money off them to go and pay back that person, but then meet someone else in the meantime. Honestly, like this person had like 3-4 people on the go, like living a double life as well, like literally double life, kids to 2 different people at the same time and all that. It was mad. It was mad. You went to prison for it as well because it's they called it
It's fraud, isn't it?
love trap. Is that the right words? I can't remember what it's called, but it's like or fraud romance. I think it's called something along those lines. So he got done for that. He went to prison for that because it's like, yeah, like you're literally like befriending people. It's fraud, isn't it? Because you're taking money off people. He was getting people. That's it. He was the other way around. So I think he was using other people's credit cards to take these out. Then obviously that stopped. There's only so long you can do that for. Do you know what I mean? Before you probably get found out. So then he started to flip it round, and he would like take money off the people, the girls, to pay for someone else's like date. He'd take him to like a nice hotel, but he'd be using the other girl's money, saying that he needs it for this or that, and then he'd be doing the same to the other people, and then he'd be meeting a third person at the same time. Do you get what I'm saying? But yeah, there's been loads of mad things like that I could talk about, but some of them, without incriminating the person, I'd have to like make sure I'd have to take people's names out and locations and all that. So I can't really talk about it. Like, I can't really freestyle it. I have to like reconstruct it first before I get myself in trouble as well. But yeah, I think that's maybe a Christmas brandy in my hand Christmas episode.
Evening tea.
Yeah, we could maybe set up like a Patreon and we can get people to subscribe to that one, because if you want that unfiltered conversation, you might have to pay a little piece for it.
You have to pay for that.
I'm sorry that them things can't come for free. There's got to be a price on top of that. But that was a serious one, because I think you forget that there's people actually like involved and invested in a relationship that they think is true. And it's not actually a true relationship. It's just this man's like a fraudster, or this person's like intercepting phones and shit like that. And then I think women are more wise now though. Like I think I'm going back 10 years ago. Do you know what I mean? When these things were happening. But I think women are more wise now, and obviously this whole thing about like women having their own thing, like their own money, their own whatever. There are still some women out there, let's be honest, that they demand that a man does this and this, or they have to have this and this before I even talk to you and all that. So I just call them shallow, because in this day and age, like, do you know what I mean? Like to me personally, I mean, I'm still old school. I will pay on the first date, all that shit. But like some women expect it. Do you get what I'm saying? Like it's not a case of like, oh, well, they don't even offer. Like I wouldn't accept it, but they don't even offer. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like fuck off, man. What are you doing? But no, it's true, because some women, they just expect you to do things. Like they expect you to have this. I'm not talking to you unless you have this car or that car, or you've got this, or you've got that Rolex, or you got this. Like, Where's your Rolex? Where's your car? You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100.
Where's your things? Like, what are you doing in life? So yeah, it's a bit mad. So that's them kind of women. When I see them getting like defrauded, I just shrug my shoulders. And
Game's a game, innit?
life comes at you fast. So
Yeah,
but there are some genuine women out there that shouldn't happen to. Let me put that out there as well. But
yeah.
yeah. So what happened? So with the phone one, just quickly before you wrap up, with the phone one. So imagine you went to try and get your upgrade, and they say to you, "But you've already taken your upgrade out," and you're like, "No, never. I didn't even come to the shop." So that must have been mad, like, because that's a mad like
Yeah.
bit of fraud to do. Because me personally, I would be like, "No, but I haven't got. You can see I've still got the iPhone 3. Do you know what I mean? Where's the iPhone 6 that I'm meant to be upgrading to? Like, it's mad."
No, it is. I mean, for context, this was
Like phone for you days.
yeah. Like this is
Yeah.
late
Car
2000s.
car
So
phone
there
warehouse.
was a lot. Yeah, because that's like obviously. I can say this because I didn't do it, but obviously a lot of people used to get the NatWest bank account because I think you didn't need ID. So there was hella fraud going on.
So,
No, like I just
I
know
didn't
that.
even know that.
Like, yeah, you didn't. It was the only because I got one because it was a student account and I could get a free rail card, which worked out well. So obviously I was going from London to Stoke,
Oh,
but
that's 16 to 25 thing.
yeah, that one. So obviously I had that, and it was interest free account, which was not a good idea at that age. But yeah, like there's a couple of people that they come and approach you, and I know a lot of people did this. I know there's people doing porridge for this year, but yeah, they just be like, yeah, you basically open an account. I'm just gonna put some money in your account, and then you move it on, but you just keep a little bit. But they targeted NatWest, and I think NatWest got done for it as well.
Right.
Targeting
I didn't even
NatWest
know
because
that.
you could just anyone could just rock up. You didn't need any credit history, anything like that. You just open the account, and a lot of people got rich off it, but a lot of people have
Became
been
victim.
blacklisted. So yeah, like and we're going back. This was 2004, 2005 times, I think. So I know there are still people now that were doing it then that it fucked them so bad that they can only now just get a bank account. Do you know what I mean?
Bro.
Yeah, and look, this is what we were talking about last time about. You can see why people would do it, especially in those times. If you've got no money,
No.
it's
It's a
seemingly.
choice. It's a choice, man. You see what I sent you last night? You see what I sent you last night? It's a
Yeah,
choice.
so,
No, like
no,
bantering aside though, like
so.
after we recorded that episode, literally, I didn't even send them to you because it's just you must know anyway. But literally every day after that, there was a stabbing.
Yeah,
So trigger warning, but there was a
yeah,
stabbing. Literally, there was
yeah.
one in like Reading. There was a couple in Manchester. There was, I think, someone got shot dead in. I can't remember what part of London it was. Like literally every day we recorded after that episode, there was some mad violence. All young kids, they were like 19, 18. It's a choice
Yeah.
because, like, I tell you, like, I'm not saying it's easy for everyone. And if like fraud is your way forward and that's getting you through life, I'm not condoning that. But if that's what's getting you through, putting food on the table, then so be it. But it's a choice. So if you get caught, you can't blame no one else but
Gotta live
yourself
with
because
that.
you
Yeah,
got to live with them
yeah.
consequences. But fraud's still rife though. I think fraud's still a big thing. I'm sure. I mean, I don't know about it, but I just know that it must be still a big thing. Must be because
It's evolved, cause I've got So obviously, because I know you and Jesse always taking a piss. Obviously, I'm not on iPhone anymore, but I still have. Obviously, I still use. I still got stuff on iCloud because I got my MacBook, and
yeah.
I got an email saying like something like your storage is full, and we're gonna you need to renew your payment details. And I have downloaded stuff on Apple Music before, like your books, like I think Pitch Black, for example, was on there years ago. So I looked at it and thought, oh shit, like oh yeah, my bank details, and I was like, wait a minute, this is not the email that I used for that. But
Not even
like
that.
just it was
They
a
never
busy.
email you like that anyway. They always prompt you through the like the actual iPhone. I know you haven't got one now, but they wouldn't
Yeah.
just email you out randomly like that.
Right. But I don't have iPhone anymore. Do you understand? The last time I
Yeah,
had
yeah,
iPhone was 2020. So in my head, I'm thinking, oh, that's the only way that they're going to communicate me. So, and I had a long day, so I went into the email and it said update your payment details here, and I was like, oh yeah, that's a scam.
Yeah.
But do you know how easy it was to just think? I actually went into the email. So
Yeah, it's true. And then,
yeah,
like,
but yeah,
not everyone's
the
like as
scams
smart
are
as you.
mad nowadays.
Yeah, yeah. There's a program that comes on actually,
Yeah.
like of a morning, and some of them are legit. Like, if they rang you, I mean, some of them are far fetched. Like, there was one about like this Amazon scam where they, like, you've ordered something off Amazon, it's come off the wrong account, it's come off your debit card. We need you to pay back to us so we can refund it to you. And then some people like, but they target, obviously, their target audience is like vulnerable people, you know, maybe of an older age, like, you know, 80, you know,
100,
70,
yeah.
80.
They don't quite understand how it works.
They don't know the technology and all that, and they're just being told to do something. But I think the comment was called like interceptors or something, fraud interceptors or something like that. But it's good, man, and it shows like how they try and intercept the fraud and all that. It's mad, and a lot of them they're from abroad, like they're different, like a call center set up. It's because it's like proper business to them. People wake up knowing they're going to do fraud that morning, like they work in a call center for fraud. Like, do you know how mad that is? Like, what do you do for a
So
job?
how was your
How many frauds did you do today? I've done 20. Like, do you know how mad that is? Like, you go to work to do fraud. Like, that's your job.
I love it here because it's like, can you imagine like you coming home, yeah? Oh, how was the day? Yeah, you know, it was alright. There was a I was talking to this 80-year-old woman. I got about $6,000 off her. Oh, does that mean we're gonna get the Gucci slippers? Yeah, you can get 3 if you want. Like,
It's crazy. It's crazy. To be fair, I don't really answer my phone anymore because I don't answer my phone if I don't know the number. And I know a lot of my emails go to my junk now because I've just filtered it that most of it goes to the junk because there's only particular certain emails. Like if I know I've got a delivery or order coming, then I'll look out for the email. But 9 times out of 10, a lot of it, I bulk delete my emails because I don't read them.
Yeah.
Most of the things I've subscribed to by mistake, and
yeah,
it's pointless, man. But yeah, man, don't be a fraudster.
No,
Don't listen to Drake's album. And yeah, man.
Don't sit on the seats in public transport. Avoid them bed bugs.
Shit, yeah, I forgot about them. Don't sit on public transport regardless of the bed bugs. Like, have you seen that video where the man's like banging the bus seat and like about 30 years worth of dust is coming out the seat?
Yeah, it's the same with the tube as well.
Yeah, I think it's on the tube actually. Sorry, I think it's on the tube where the man's got like a paddle or something, and he's banging it. And you see like a
bang.
You see like a layer of dust come out of it, like 20 years worth of dust.
The spirits of the underground.
Listen, some of the dust is older than us. Think of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, don't sit on no public transport. Let us know in the comments, man, on YouTube as well. Obviously, how much you got out of the Fresh Prince quiz. Obviously, I should have got 100%. Kieran threw me off there with the one little the auntie question.
You should have took the multiple choice. I reckon you would have got it because Helen and Janice are the only ones is via. That's the only one.
No, I would have got that. It was the last one you said threw me off a bit, but it is what it is, man. I'll come back next week stronger with the next quiz. It's calm. But yeah, man, make sure you listen to all the other episodes as well. Make sure you go to Spotify, listen to the audio version. And yeah, make sure you subscribe to YouTube as well. That's the big thing now. Make sure you like the video. Don't just watch the video because people are watching it but they're not subscribing to the channel. So watch the video, subscribe as well. And then yeah, we'll be back next week, man. Episode 6 next week. Thanks for watching and listening.
Peace.